2:00 class this morning. Excuse me.
Attaboy.
Yeah, 2 a.m.
And you stepped up and you're a trooper on this one right now.
Been hurting.
Yeah.
His wife definitely took care of his daughter this morning.
Oh, absolutely.
No doubt.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was a planned attack since the schedule came out. Since May 12th.
She totally hates me today, but that's understood. I'm sure there's a lot of guys that are in my boat today.
Down at the far end, I get to look at him, make sure he's happy the entire time. Mister, I have way too much damn equipment to bring along every single trip.
Yeah, but I look good.
Hold on. You do look better. You are, first of all, you're freaking nature. We all know that.
Debonair.
I'd like to see you and T.O. race right now.
I'll probably win.
Yeah, there it is.
He said he could beat Tyreek Hill.
There's no shame in his game.
I can't beat the cheetah. No.
Everybody, Eagles legendary wide receiver, Mr. Dr. Reverend Irving Fryar.
Yeah.
And everybody, our special guest this evening.
Our true special guest.
Our real guest. The only one that really actually needs to be here. The rest of you slaps can go home. Everybody from Utah.
All the way
from Utah. Your Philadelphia Eagles punt returner, special team. We're going to talk more about a lot of this. A Ute All-American, freshman All-American, 3-time All Pac-12, and just one hell of a human being from everything I gather. And we got a great story to talk about from yesterday aside the game. Everybody, please, to the panel, Britton Covey.
Yeah! Thank you.
2-0 Birds.
2-0 Birds. We're going to start right off with you. And look, I actually think the way we have this show set up this year, normally we had the player on in the second hour. And this year we're going to have the player on in the first hour because I know you guys got to report at 7 a.m. tomorrow or on Wednesday. Right. So I want to get into you. I want to talk about you. You're the highlight of this show. And when we get into the top of the hour when Britton's out of here and we can just have at it, we're going to dive into the game. We're going to get into the game a little bit because we want it from your perspective. But first, all right, look, it's got to be told right now. First of all, welcome to Philadelphia, Britton. But you're going to endear yourself to this community very quickly if you continue to do things like you did yesterday. All right, great story. All right, Britton's wife, Lee, is over. She knows. Everybody knows. Britton's 25 years old, going on 15. All right.
Right. You're right.
Did
they card you coming in here?
No, they carded him and her. 100%. It was great. But and I'm sure this is something you've been dealing with in your early adult life. But what makes it even funnier is yesterday, he's got a spot on an NFL roster, and deservedly so. He comes in, tries to get into the Eagles players parking lot and gets denied because they don't believe he plays for the team.
Well, granted,
wait. No, let me finish the story, and then you could tell. Instead of being the complete jackass like I would be, what do you mean? That would be me. All right,
shocker.
He literally turns around, goes out, parks in a lot with everybody else, tailgaters. Gets out. Somebody recognizes him. Twitter photos are all over the place. He's taking pictures with people before he goes in the game. He paid to park in a tailgate lot. The guy's on the field returning punts for the Philadelphia Eagles, the 2-0 Philadelphia. Keenan Harmon, by the way. Keenan Harmon here.
Did you buy your jersey you wore last night at the pro shop?
I bought it from fans the night before.
He had to have it special made. Right? He literally endears himself to the fan base immediately by being so humble. Go ahead, tell us, please, from your perspective.
You're kind. I mean, like you said, 25 going on 15. That's nice. You wouldn't think that if you saw my hairline. You'd think it might be a little older.
Welcome to the club.
I'm probably the only Eagles player you're going to have.
Hold on a second.
Here.
Ready? Your hat off.
Keep on living.
Your hat off.
Keep on living.
Look. There you go.
Keep on living.
I might be the only Eagles player you have on here that has to lower the mic, honestly.
Sean can hook you up with Dr. Glad if you're looking to have that solved.
Yeah, talk to Leia, my wife. But yeah, so basically I had my practice squad thing because I was elevated yesterday, right? I'm not officially on the 53. And so I had my practice squad parking pass, was following Jake Elliott. Jake said, just follow me. They should, let you in. And
Jake Elliott's not helping the age thing either. Both of you are getting
Yeah.
carded at every nightclub
every
you
night,
go to.
exactly. So I pull up and they're like, "Hey, you don't have a certification to get in this." And I was like, "Oh, I just got elevated. I'm a return man, receiver." They're like, "Sorry, man. The guy was just doing his job. Honestly, like it has nothing to do with him. He was just doing his job. He's like, I can't let you park here. You don't have the pass." And so I was like, I didn't know where the pass was to go. And so, yeah, I just went, parked literally next to a bunch of tailgaters.
Yeah, pay $50-$60 to park.
Yeah. And so
Who reimbursed you? Did Jeffrey Lewis
Yeah,
come down?
no.
Hold on,
check after the game?
No, you should frame that check.
Well, no, honestly, the reason I did it was I like that. Honestly, it reminds me of where I come from. It reminds me of every kid at some point has been that fan. And I've heard
we'll talk about your promo modeling career here in a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I've heard so much about the fans here, and I just honestly, even if that becomes a tradition for me, just never forget where you came from and who you're doing this for. And so if I park there every game now and I'm walking through, and if it's like John Stockton in Barcelona, not a single person will recognize me. That is all right. That I'm used to that my whole life. But
but people did recognize you.
There were a couple, yeah. But it kind of inspires you to walk by and see the fans and see little kids throwing a football, eating a bratwurst, whatever it is. It's like it inspires you. So I might do that every game from now on.
And you need to be careful, because if you start having some real success, you might never get out of the parking lot.
Yeah.
Or by the time you get there, it might be drunk by osmosis. Just smelling everybody's breath and secondary air on the way in.
Yeah, we smelled that at Xfinity Live yesterday, right on the patio.
Oh, my God, that place. First of all, thanks to everybody at Xfinity Live. We know yesterday was a bit of a challenge with everything going on, but you guys pulled it off. We really had a great 500 people at our first tailgate on a night game.
And a stalker.
Oh, we'll talk about Irv's stalker later on.
This is the story I was hearing about.
Hold on.
Stalker.
I thought I was going to have to handle her.
Oh, my God.
That would have been even funnier, because all she would have needed to have done is fallen, and it would have been all over for you.
Yeah.
The two of them, I had a front row seat to that. After all of you left, they were still sitting there. I don't know the exchange that was going on between the two of them, but he was like, "Where you go?" And he stopped, and he didn't get the second syllable out of going, and just watches her walk off, and then he goes the other direction. And I think that was the last the two of them saw of each other.
She was trying to go with someone else.
Well, we know.
Yeah, you. She was in your trunk when you left last night.
All right. So anyway, enough of Irv's sexy profile here and his over 50 dating profile. Just kidding, Serena. We love you. Mean it.
Look, Serena's not listening.
She's
to
getting her
this show.
nails done right now for Cancun.
Actually, she is.
Yeah, she told me yesterday.
When are you going to Cancun?
I'm going tomorrow morning, bro.
Till when?
To when?
He
10
has
days.
told
I gave
you
you the schedule.
5 times.
10 times. I'm out.
I'm sorry. I'll mute both of you. I don't care. I'll Diaz both of your asses. I really don't care.
I'm going to Cancun. I'll see you when I get back.
Let's get back to Britain, because he's so this is an interesting story. I obviously I know a little bit about you just from being a fan of football, but not the history. And I want you to talk about your high school football days, because this is interesting. I'm going to go through this and amazing. Grew up in Provo, Utah, which, by the way, is an excellent line from Fletch, and attended Timpview High School, where he played 2 years at quarterback and led his team to a 26-0 record, 2 state championships, totaled 4,492 passing yards, and threw for 56 touchdowns. Wow. This is in 26 games in 2 years, all while also making 2,904 rushing yards and scoring 44 touchdowns as a runner. Wow. All right.
Oh, man.
Finished high school career 4th all-time in Utah touchdowns with 111. That's a fun thing you do on a bowling score, but we'll talk about that off air. Despite only playing 2 years. Back-to-back state championships, 7,400 yards of total offense at the school. That's impressive, man.
You went back a ways. Yeah, you did your digging.
Yeah.
I dig a lot.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that a lot of times in high school, you try and put your best athlete at quarterback. I think that's what makes the best high school teams. I actually won 3 state championships. My sophomore year, we had a quarterback who was really good, went and played in college, and I was playing sophomore quarterback at the time, and I said, I feel like I could play varsity. Maybe I'll just go play receiver. So I went and played receiver for him. So that I had a little bit of receiver background.
Okay.
But then, yeah, junior year, switched to quarterback. And I've always felt like quarterbacks make the best slot receivers. I mean, you can name so many
Randall Cobb,
exactly.
Julian Edelman.
So many slot receivers who've gone on, or quarterbacks who've gone
Our
on.
Swami can name all of them.
Yeah, I mean, Greg Ward is one of them, for example, right? And even guys like Greg, not the tallest, maybe not even the fastest, but smart. And that's kind of where they make their money. And so for me, that's been a big reason behind my success. I feel like getting into college was getting on the same page of the quarterback and seeing everything like a quarterback does, right? Especially when you get into those read routes and option routes that the slot runs. If your quarterback trusts you, the playbook just grows. And so that's kind of been the first thing that I've done as I transitioned to receiver was make sure the quarterback knows how I'm seeing the game so that he can trust me there. 3rd down and 5, option routes, even with Jalen, talking about that when I came in. And so that's, I feel like that's helped me